I'm Bambi Francisco with a segment of Lessons for Entrepreneurs, and I'm speaking with Tim Musgrove. He's the CEO and founder of Digger. Tim, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
You have been an entrepreneur since 1999 when you started Smart Shop and you sold it to CNET in 2002. So you definitely went through the boom and the bust.
Yes, I
did.
So
I have to ask you then, what was that experience like? What did you learn? What was your biggest lesson, a couple lessons that you've learned going through that period?
Well, what we learned with Smart Shop, since you mentioned it, is that there are always companies out there that will appreciate a really, really innovative, technology and a good team that can, move it forward, even in a down market. So we were able to get SmartShop.com sold during the worst of times for a pretty good deal to CNET, which made a great place for us to work, a great home to continue our work.
Undisclosed, though, right?
The amount of it was undisclosed, but let's just say, the investors were happy. Some of the same investors are with me today in Digger, so they were happy about the deal.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they have confidence in you. What have you learned? Search has evolved a lot, and then in some cases it hasn't evolved. So what have you learned from watching other founders in this search space? What have you learned from their mistakes?
Well, I think that everybody underestimates how long it's going to take to build a better mousetrap when it comes to search, and people tend to blow through their money too fast. So I try to earn a reputation as an entrepreneur among investors that I'm very frugal. I can, keep a low overhead so that they can feel comfortable during times like this, actually investing in the company, and that we're, realistic. It's one of the reasons why I said we're going to launch this aimed at power users, because there is going to be a learning curve. I don't think that the next generation search tool, I don't know if I'm even going to call it a search engine. It's going to be a different user experience. It's going to be something very different, and we're going to probably have the more, dare I say, geeky early adopters out there are probably going to be the first ones to become comfortable with it.
That's fine. What have you learned dealing with the media companies and publishers?
The media companies are getting more savvy all the time about the internet, but many of them still have a long ways to go.
Okay. They've been in their own little world for a while.
A little bit.
And a couple more pieces of advice, a couple of pieces of lessons and advice that you want to share with the community.
I think that this downturn actually represents opportunity for companies like us that can offer scalable automation of managing content in a way that's more affordable for companies than using lots and lots of human beings to tediously go through and manually tag content. So I actually don't feel real scared about what's going on. I think that the hardship is actually driving, the economic hardship of the whole environment is actually driving some of my customers to me. And I imagine there's lots of startups that could play that angle if they orient their product line toward, automation and scalability.
That's where it's at, automation and scalability. Tim, thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
I've been speaking with Tim Musgrove. He's the CEO and founder of Digger. I'm Bambi Francisco.